We made it back to Mexico.
Last week we drove all the way from Utah until we made it to California. There we crossed the border and we made it to Ensenada, where we are right now.
And our plan is for today to go check out some hot springs, eat some really good fish tacos, and then visit the famous Blowhole in Ensenada, La Bufadora. Let's go?
Vámonos.
We're on our way to some hot springs.
Rancho San Carlos.
Oh yeah. We've turned off of the main highway and now we're on the kind of the unpaved gravel road on our way to the hot springs. And we read on iOverlander that it was going to be kind of bumpy and, you know, we weren't sure if we were going to make it, but everything's so far so good. And the road has been fine. It's gravel and unpaved, but it's totally manageable. We're seeing like small sedans and, you know, tiny cars cross the road with no problem. The only thing, a couple of times we encountered a few hills, and since the van is pretty heavy, we were a little worried about the hills more than anything, but those have been fine as well. So it's accessible for, I would say, for almost anyone.
Si se te cae, igual te pongo que sea el patio de alguna cabaña, no te puedes poner ahí nada más. De ahí afuera te puedes acomodar donde tú gustes y tu salida sería a las 7 de la tarde.
We just arrived to the hot springs here in Rancho San Carlos. We're just about to go for a dip in the hot springs water, and I don't know, we're just gonna show you in a little bit and tell you how is it. It looks very nice. It's very comfortable.
¿Qué tal?
So hot.
We just got out of the hot springs and it was super relaxing. The water was just like a jacuzzi. So we were thinking it would be better if we had stayed the night and went in the hot tubs in the evening when it was a little bit cooler and there would be less people. It would probably be a little more relaxing, but it was still great during the day. But just to stay the night and enjoy the place would have been even better because it's beautiful and you can camp and there's picnic tables and, you know, you can grill. We also don't have we didn't bring any food, and we're like an hour away from the closest supermarket, so we're not able to stay and cook or anything. But if you are thinking about coming, I definitely recommend staying the night and enjoying the hot springs during the evening and maybe in the morning too. We're leaving the hot springs now and we're on our way to La Bufadora, which is the famous blowhole in Ensenada. But before it's about an hour away. The hot springs to La Bufadora is about an hour away, but before we arrive to the blowhole, we're gonna stop and have some apparently very good fish tacos. The road to the hot springs was passable, but extremely bumpy, as you can tell from our living area / bed situation. Everything is on the ground. What do we need?
Let's go get some tacos. Lupita's tacos must be nice.
Which taco was your favorite?
I think shrimp was missing.
Are you gonna order more?
Yeah, I need to.
So, what did you think of Mariscos Lupita? How many stars would you give it?
How many stars? I think I would give them 5 stars. No, 4.5. I love the tacos. Tacos were amazing. Especially the camarón, the fried shrimp was really good. In general, they were all very good, which is like the principal thing. The only thing I didn't like there were 2 things I didn't like. One, they didn't let Colima in.
Even though it was an outside,
It was an outside
roadside restaurant.
Yeah, so that was a bummer. And number 2, I know they're on the side of the road, but they seem like very established, and it seems like they have water. And this is because they use plastic bags on their plates, and I don't know. That's just like refers to me like laziness. They don't want to wash their dishes or what. Like, we just got back from La Bufadora and it's very cool. It wasn't as big as we were expecting, but it's very beautiful. If you're in Ensenada, I definitely think you should go and visit La Bufadora. Also the hot springs, something very, very relaxing. We made the mistake of not spending the night because we didn't have enough food, but if you have the chance, you should spend the night there. Now we're at our campsite and
We're back at our campsite in Ensenada. Well, it's 20 minutes outside of downtown Ensenada. It has a beautiful ocean view. We're parked like 10 feet away from the cliff's edge, and then the ocean's right there. So we're gonna stay here for a couple days until we move on and we go to Valle de Guadalupe, which is like Baja California wine country. So that's where we're headed next.
yes, next video is gonna be about El Valle de Guadalupe. We're gonna be visiting some wine bars and vineyards and show you what's around. So if you want to follow our adventure, make sure you subscribe and see you next week.
Yeah, see you next week.
Peace out.